Welcome back. The Department of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries says several countries have now relaxed their ban on South African meat products that was imposed after the outbreak of foot and mouth disease. The outbreak in the Vhembe district in Limpopo led to livestock in the area being quarantined. A warning to some sensitive viewers, the visuals that we are about to show you are graphic in nature. The Minister of Agriculture, who has to deal with all of this, is Senzeni Zokwana. Minister, good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on The Full View.
Thank you.
Okay, what progress have you been able to make in giving some countries reassurances that our products are safe for them to import?
Our teams have worked very hard. They worked around the clock, especially the team on technical issues, which is more of our vets, have been able to ensure that all the animals that were found to be affected have been vaccinated, to make sure that all other animals around are checked, to make sure that no other animal will be outside the red line. But more than that, we've made a point that all those vaccinated animals will be kept in the quarantine area, and no animal must leave that area, nor any other animal product. And we have also assisted by the police and the traffic personnel, so that we're able to quarantine the whole area, because our success in this battle will not only how good we do technically, but to make sure that no other animal will leave that area. And we have also suspended the permits to make sure that even if there were permits, they will be given under strict conditions now, because our success will be more as to how much do we make sure that there is no further contact between the infected animals and those that are still clean.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you. I was just going to ask, the quarantine area, you're 100% sure that it's secure, that animals that are infected won't be able to get out of that area?
We're quite sure now, given the kind of steps we have taken, making sure that all the routes out of that have been roadblocks. But our victory will not be how much physical presence of the police, more than the understanding which we think we have got now with the communities, to understand that while there's pain on the individual farmers, but the extent to which the economy will be involved is really, really very severe. We don't want to see this spreading beyond the area it is in.
Okay, how difficult was it to convince the countries that border us, the countries that stopped taking our agricultural imports, our meat products, how difficult was it to convince them that we've done everything we should do?
We've got a team that I think is committed, and there's got people who are qualified to explain those things in terms of technicality as well as in terms of trade, to show that any animal that has been, or any product is from a compartment that is outside the zone. And further, we have been able to show them that heat-treated meat will not have an impact, as well as deboned meat. So, as well as our salt-treated also hides and skins. So that has been, we've been able, and also those companies, those communities and people know very well the quality of our products, the standards we have set in the country. This was only a mistake that happened due to high levels of drought that animals may have wandered. Is something I think from this outbreak we must take into account.
So our biltong is safe, it's still being exported?
Yes, of course.
Okay, the products that are still banned at the moment, I mean, are some countries being a little more difficult about this than others? Are they perhaps playing, let me put it diplomatically, are they playing a safer game than maybe they need to?
I don't think they need to do that, because we are confident of the fact that we will not even jeopardize our markets by exporting, meat we know has got foot and mouth. But of course they are cautious, because health issues are very important in different governments and countries. But as well, our teams have done a wonderful work. As I'm saying, my view is this, that if we can prove that 14 days from the date of the last outbreak have elapsed without any further outbreak, we can be able to approach the OIE and require them to give us back our free foot and mouth status. But provided we're not doing it to get access to markets, we do it because we want to make sure that our products can be able to be found in any shelf globally.
You say 14 days, is that the incubation period? If you get no new cases,
yes,
you know that it's over?
Yes, yes.
Okay, it's quite a big area in a way. I mean, we're talking about Vhembe in Limpopo. Are you able to sort of do a search like that to make sure that no new cases actually, go under the radar in some way or just missed?
As I said, We will rely on the physical presence of the police, but our success base has been that the stakeholders who have been with us from the first day that outbreak happened has been part of the program, be it red meat producers, be it the feedlotters, be it farmers. They have been part of this. And given the level of commitment, even by locals, to understand the fact that this is in everybody's interest. By the way, we are saying those cleaned animals in terms of vaccination, we will make sure that they are fattened in a feedlot and they can be slaughtered so that people can get money out of them.
Well, that was going to be my next point. Has anyone been able to do any calculations about how much money these farmers are going to lose as a result of this?
It is more government who's losing in terms of acquiring the vaccines. Remember, we have not yet been able to get our own vaccine registered, which we are working towards. We are still depending on other countries to give us the vaccine. But it's not a cost to us because it's what we should be doing. So, of course, the issue you are raising is very important. We've not been able to quantify. But to me, what would happen is, as farmers will be losing, South Africans who eat red meat will be having a cheaper meat, which is not good for the economy. But we think, as we are doing our best, the sooner we can be able to clear that area and be sure that all animals that have been found to be infected are put quarantined, as well as our work is proper, so that we can still regain our FMD free status.
To regain that FMD free status, I mean, it can be a little bit of a process. It can be a bit bureaucratic. Sometimes you have to wait for certain bodies to meet. Maybe they only meet once or twice a year. Any idea? I mean, are you able to put a date and say definitely by then we'll be back to normal?
To me, the date we are able to say we are comfortable with what we have done. We'll invite the other structures like OIE to come and observe. If they found that our protocols were put up, including, by the way, the demarcation fence, which has been missing before, which must be manned by people, be they be rangers, who are able to make sure that, because in dealing with animals is not easy, because sometimes if one animal slip over, that can be dangerous.
Minister, thank you very much indeed for your time. Really do appreciate it. Minister Senzeni Zokwana, of course, is the Minister of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries. Coming up next on SABC.